Okay, this is test recovery video 2 for October 5th, and these are some of the PEMDAS questions I couldn't get to because I couldn't get the pen to let me move anything. So let's try it from here. All right, you see there's no parentheses here. No parentheses. There maybe should have been some here. And you can put those in if that helps you to feel better. So I'm going to rewrite it. -4 plus 7 plus a -7 minus 7 plus 1, and this is actually plus 10 because that's the Simpson solution thing, plus 10. This plus doesn't really need to be here. -4 plus a -7, that same signs add and keep, -11, and you can just keep rewriting if that helps. -11 plus -7 is -18 plus 1 plus 10. -18 plus 1 is -17, different sign subtract. -17 plus 10 is -7. So that would be the answer to that one. And I'm doing these without really checking them, so if you find that I did something wrong, please let me know. All right, so let's do this one. 13 minus 7, because I'm doing parentheses first. 13 minus 7 is 6, divided by a -1 minus 2. That's same signs add and keep, so that's -3. Minus 5. So first I got to do this. It's not in parentheses. I just did that so you could see it. 6 divided by -3 is -2. And -2 plus a -5, that's really what that is -7. All right, this last one is kind of crazy looking. Let's see, I may need to cordon off some space here. All right, so first we've got parentheses inside parentheses. So let's do this. 8 minus 1 is 7. -2 squared is -2 times -2, which is a positive 4. So we got that done. This is all in parentheses. All right, so it looks like that all cleans up to just being 4 minus 7, which is -3. So it's 6 divided by -3, which is a -2. And all this gets easier, you know, the more you practice it. It's really like practicing an instrument. You have to keep practicing your skills and then it gets better. All right, let's look at this one. Some of you were a little confused by this grid. It's really not that bad. Basically, you're given one of the 3 conversions that you could do between the things that we have learned this year. And then you fill in the other 2. So in this case, you're given 1/4. Hopefully you have it memorized that the decimal equivalent for that is 0.25. But if you don't, it's division. .25. And then once you get that, hopefully you remember that you just move the decimal 2 to the right and do the percent sign. All right, for this next one, we're kind of working backwards a little bit. So you're given the percent, the decimal's right there. To make it, the decimal's right there, and then to make it a decimal, you simply go 2 to the left, which makes it 24 hundredths. And then if I just say 24 hundredths, that's going to give me the beginning of my fraction, but I'm going to have to reduce it. So 12 50ths, 6 25ths. I don't really know that I can go any lower than 6 25ths, so I'm going to put 6 25ths in here. Okay, and the last one, you're given the decimal, and you have to convert that to the other 2. So let's take a look at this. So to make it a percent, first of all, I'm going to go 2 to the right and put my percent sign in there. Then to go this way, I'm simply going to say 68 hundredths, and then I'm going to reduce. So 34 50ths, 17 25ths. I think that's as far as we can go. 17 25ths. Okay, so that's all that. Let's move on to the next part before the video gets too long. All right, this one was ordering. And all I would say about this is make them all look the same. Whether you like fractions better, whether you like decimals better, just make them all look the same. And then I would also add that it is such a good idea to have some of these memorized. Like 1/4 is 0.25. And 7/8 is 0.875. That's a good one to have memorized. And again, if you didn't hear me mention this in class, I have it memorized. I used to work at a fabric store, and you cut the fabric in fractions, but you ring the fabric up in the cash register in decimals, so you have to be able to convert. So that makes this really easy to see. Least to greatest. Least to greatest. So the least one, 0.25. The next least one, 0.5. The next least one is that, and the greatest one is the 7/8, 0.875. Okay, for this one, hopefully you have memorized that 3/4 is 0.75. And then, so we just need to know what 4/5 is. 4 divided by 5. Looks like it's 0.8, 0.8. So that means it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I know some of you answer it like this, some of you answer them like this, and some of you are really nice and put them all back in the original format, which makes it way easier to grade. And then finally, this one should be really easy because this is more than 1, this is more than 1, this is less than 1, and this is less than 1. So it's pretty easy to see the order. Sorry, it's a bad decimal. 7.2 and 15. And be careful that, sometimes they could write greatest to least, so you just got to be careful with that. I'm going to pause it and do one last short video.